Hello everyone, my name is Dea Riska Ananda and I'm one of the students at UIN Sumatera Utara. So today I would like to present about my final project ICT in LE entitled My Dream Job. So guys, today I would like to present about the lesson. So guys, the lesson is designed for 8th grade junior high school students and focuses on listening, speaking, and vocabulary development. And then the lesson also integrates with several digital tools to create a more engaging and meaningful learning experience. So now let us begin with the objective of this lesson. By the end of this lesson, students are expected to achieve three learning objectives. The first one is students will be able to identify the main idea and find at least three pieces of information from a video about future careers. And the second one is students will be able to use at least 5 occupations related vocabulary words correctly during classroom discussions. And the third, students will be able to express their future career aspirations through short spoken discussions and writing reflections. So guys, these objectives not only focus on vocabulary development but also on listening comprehension, speaking practice, and also writing skills. And then to achieve this objective, we must the lesson integrate several ways such as pedagogy, technology, and content through TPEC framework. So now let's move on to the next slide. Here we go in the new slide. So guys, this slide shows how the TPEC framework applied in my lesson. So we discussed about the first one is technological knowledge. It refers to the digital tools that I use in my lesson. So the tools that I use is Google Classroom. They are Google Classroom, Edpuzzle, Google Docs, and Canva. Google Classroom serves as the main learning management system. And there is Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle provides interactive video activities. And then there is Google Docs. Google Docs is used for students writing their reflection. And then there is Canva is used to create visual learning materials. And the next about pedagogical knowledge. Pedagogical knowledge, it includes what strategies that I use or applied in my lesson. So the strategies are student-centered learning, and then guided discussions, and then there is formative assessment, and the last is reflection activities. Okay, and the last about content knowledge. So guys, the content knowledge, it focuses on occupation related vocabulary, future careers, and then learning comprehension and writing practice. So guys, with the integration of these three components, they are technological knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and content knowledge, create a meaningful learning experience. So, after discussing the TPEC framework, I will now explain how the lesson aligns with the SAMR model. So guys, we are going to the next slide. Alright, now we are on the summer mapping slide. So guys, this slide presents summer mapping of the technologies that I use in my lesson. The first is Google Docs. Google Docs is categories as substitution in summer model because it replaced traditional paper-based writing to the digital without significantly changing the task itself. So the second tool is Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle, which represent augmentation in summer model. Why? Because it improves traditional video learning by adding embedded questions. It makes the learning videos becomes more interactive and meaningful. And the third tool is Google Classroom, which falls under modification in summer model. Why? Because it recognizes or redesigned learning activities through digital assignment, submissions, communications, and feedback system. And the last there is Canva tools. It represents redefinition in summer model. Why? Because it enables the creation of multimedia learning materials. So that will be difficult to produce using traditional classroom research. So guys, overall this lesson demonstrates that technology is not only used as replace it for traditional tools but also as a way to enhance and transform learning experience. So now I will explain the learning management system and tools used in my lesson. Now we are on LMS and tools overview. So guys, in this lesson, Google Classroom function as the learning management system, or we call it by LMS. So guys, why we choose Google Classroom? Because Google Classroom support lesson delivery, communications, assignment management, and then there is assessment and feedback system throughout the learning process. And then the learning flow begins with the Google Classroom, where students can access the learning materials and get instruction and announcement about the learning. And the next, students watch an interactive video through a puzzle. While watching, they must answer embedded questions to check their listening comprehensions about that video. And after that, students participate in classroom discussion about the future career and their dream jobs. And then students write their short reflections in Google Docs. And then the next, the completed works is submitted in Google Classroom. And then finally, the teacher provides feedback through platforms, commenting and grading features in the Google Classroom. So guys, for your information, why is Canva not included in the learning flow? Because Canva is teacher tools to create visual materials. So guys, overall, each tool has different function, but if we use it together, it creates a structure and organized learning environment that supports students throughout the lesson. Alright, now next I will explain the technology categories of these tools. Alright guys, in these slides, the technology categories represented by the tools used in my lesson. The screenshot on the right side provide example of each technology being used. The first category is communication and collaboration software. It represented by Google Classroom. Google Classroom support communication between students and teachers, and then assignment distributions, announcement, and feedback system. And the second category is word processing application. It represented by Google Docs. Students use Google Docs to submit and writing their reflections digitally, while teacher can provide comment and feedback directly on the document. And the third category is instructional media. It represented by Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle delivers educational content through interactive videos and allows teachers to embed questions that encourage active learning and comprehension check. And the fourth category is multimedia creation tools. It represented by Canva. Canva help create visually appealing instructional material and presentation slides that enhance students' engagement and understanding. So guys, these categories demonstrates how different technologies can support different aspects of teaching and learning process. Alright, now let's move on to the final reflections of my project. Okay, on the slide, I will say that designing this technology enhanced lesson plan provide valuable insight into the role of technology in English language teaching. One of the main benefits is that technology encourage active learning because students are more engaged through interactive activities such as puzzle videos, group discussion, and then digital reflections. But however, there are several challenges that may occur during implementations. For example, students may experience internet connection issues and limited access to digital device, and then there is different levels of digital literacy. Through this project, I learned that successful technology integration require careful planning and then appropriate tool selections and a strong alignment between technology, pedagogy, and then content. So, when these elements work together effectively, technology can significantly improve the learning experience and help students achieve meaningful learning outcomes. And then finally, that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and hearing. I hope this presentation has clearly demonstrated how technology can be integrated into English language teaching through the TPEC framework, the SUMMER model, elements integration, and various technologies categories. Thank you. Have a nice day.